Okay. Go ahead.
Okay, now this mirror needs to be moved out, but I didn't move it out because if people over here didn't want to get it, it's tucked in, that way it's safe. But our electric mirrors are switched to the left, so we move it to the left mirror here, and then we can adjust it up, down, left, right. Same thing over here, just like in a car really. That mirror, both mirrors are working real good. Let's see, they're even heated, so you can flip a switch on down here, a little light comes on, it'll heat the mirrors on a cold day. Let's see, what else have we got here? Oh, we've got our generator button. So to start this generator, as we learned the other day, and I hadn't even thought too, this is a diesel gen, so it also has glow plugs, and you need to hold the button in for approximately 10-20 seconds before the glow plugs get warm enough and allows the generator to start. So we can,
that makes sense.
Yep, continue to hold the button in, and boom, she fires right off. That generator runs sweet. We've got a powered spotlight control up here. Flip it to the on position, then we can move the spotlight round and round, left and right, up and down, and those are really neat. Let's see. Oh, and then this stuff over here, this is just basic car stuff. 12-volt cigarette lighter, or, you know.
Now, what is that? What does that air conditioner run? Just the front air?
This is going to be, yeah, your dash air.
The dash air.
This is, yeah, your controls for your dash air.
Gotcha.
You know, your defroster, heater. Tell you something, I really never use on a Class A or a diesel pusher the dash air conditioning on them. If I want air conditioning, I will start the generator normally and run the roof air, the front roof air. Because that way, not only, you know, people up here get the cool, then also if you've got, which I always had, people in the back, kids, whatever, family, they get...
if you're running down the road, though, can you turn on the above air?
Yes.
Oh, you can?
It is designed to be operated while you're traveling down the road.
Okay.
And it's good for the generator because it's getting nice and cool going down the road. So, and actually it puts less strain, you know, on the motor and the rest of the, you know, it's kind of its own engine, its own component. So yeah, we've always done that.
Great.
You know, yeah, run the roof air as opposed to running the dash air. I only use these controls for, you know, defrosting the windshield and the heater up here.
Okay.
And see, that is something that you're not supposed to use as you're traveling down the road. Your other appliances, and that's good, Greg, you brought that. I forgot about that. There's not much you can get to down here on this one, but it does have an access panel for getting back behind the dash.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, to the wiring and stuff back there. This is like, you know, your turn signal, stuff like that, but you do have access there. Let's see, your stereo. Now there is a switch over here for the radio on this panel over here. So if we turn, let's see here, it's hard to see with that, it's very dim. Let's see here, maybe if that's AM. Whoops, AM, FM. Anyway, I turned it, I went to one of the channels the other day and turned on radio's working good. I didn't really go much further in that, but the radio's working. Great. And so I've got all this in the off position. This is just like a regular, you know, truck, a Chevy truck or a Ford truck. All these controls up here. Okay. Let's see here. Now, there was something I didn't really understand when it said, I don't know what the abbreviation, it says POLS, but it moves the brakes, it's adjustable, and the gas pedal down here, forward or backward. Probably just like a Greyhound bus. That is neat, and I have never seen that before, but that is something that is neat. Oh, this one little covers here, it looks like for the 12-volt power supply. Okay. Let's see here, would be our horn. Now this should be, let's see, our switch for air horns. Turn that off. Now we're just using the regular horn.
Gotcha.
An auxiliary start switch. If we had rolled into Pismo and we had left the headlights on, fell asleep the next day, we come up here, the engine is dead, it won't start. We hold this button down, auxiliary start, simultaneously while we're turning the key, and that will access those 4 coach batteries and start the engine off of those. So it kind of, it's like a set of jumper cables, and you're starting the engine off of your coach batteries.
Gotcha.
So that's what...
that's terrific.
Yeah, that's a real neat feature. Step cover. See, there it closed right there.
Oh yeah.
So we had to get the air compressor, not necessarily the door closed, but the air compressor. You gotta let the engine run for a second.
Okay. Gotcha. Boy, that thing snapped back.
They all do that. They're real fast. And then just lights up here, left shade, right shade.
Okay.
And that is neat. I've never seen those power shades, but this one's good.
Wow.
Let's see, map lights, let's see, I think it's a
manual map light. Okay.
Let's see, there's another, yes.
Yeah, you just turn that off and on. Okay,
yep.
That's great.
And then your courtesy lights, if you were, like a trucker uses.
Outside?
Yep, your outside courtesy lights.
So how do I turn on the lights for
lights?
I turn those on?
Yep.
And then I turn the courtesy lights on too. Huh?
Exactly. Then you can flip those on off. So that's.
And you generally run with the courtesy lights on. Huh?
Well, these are just a momentary switch, and I think it's one of those things like when you're like a trucker uses. It uses.
Oh yeah, bang bang. Yeah.
There, you just kind of touch it, let people know. So, but yeah, it is like you say, operated by the main light switch up here, on and off to start it. Here's our leveling, our hydraulic levelers.
Okay.
Our control pad over here, which again we're waiting for a little part for that. Take care of that.
Okay.
I won't really get into that right now, other than we need to have the ignition key on. The park brake has to be set, as you can see, a little indicator up here. You never want to use this if you're way off of level, excessive slope. Matter of fact,
tell you if it's excessive.
Exactly.
Yeah.
There's a little light that'll come on there, and it won't allow it to be operated. But even before that light comes on, I don't like using jacks when you're at a really good slant. Hydraulic. So when we want to turn the system on, this one is hooked into the the air ride, and we will need to dump the air before we have the ability to operate this. So yeah, when we're stopped and we're set and we're going to level our coach, then we would hit the dump. It will dump the air, and then we would hit the hydraulic button or the on button. That hydraulic, sometimes it'll say on, sometimes it says hydraulic. So this one says hydraulic, but that is the on button.
Now, do you have to have the generator on to do this?
No.
Okay.
You just have to have the key on.
Okay.
Now, if you hit it twice, if we hit another tap, it's going to go automatically and start doing everything on its own. Right now, you can see we're level. If we weren't level, we'd have a yellow indicator showing which side is low and which side we need to extend a jack and lift.
Okay.
We'd have a yellow indicator light come on.
Okay.
If we had a red light come on, it would show that there's a jack in the down position. So before you leave, you want to make sure that there's no red lights on, no jacks are hanging down.
So to have that red light on the H, is okay.
Yes, that one's okay.
Okay.
But a red light here around the coach, these little, where it shows each individual jack.
Right. So how many jacks are there?
There's 4.
Okay.
So we've got 1 set, 2 set, 3 set, 4 right here, and that's up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, 4 jacks. But we would not want to have any red indicators when we leave here. That would indicate that a light or a jack is down. Also, we have over here on the dash, it says jacks down. There's a red light that'll come on, and also a buzzer. So if you're getting ready to leave and you had a jack down, thank God they have this, a red light would be on and it would be buzzing, but to let you know you've still got a jack down. You need to get that jack up before you leave.
Now, okay, any more on the jacks?
That is, really just kind of a quick basic thing on it. This is like I say, you can do this one of two ways.
Normally you'd let you turn it on.
Yes.
And then you make certain you're in the position you want to be.
So what we do is right now we've got the key on.
Yep. The
park brake is set. Two main things first that we have to have.
Okay.
Power on, park brake set. Then we can hit the on or hydraulic button. Our system is ready to use now. Right now we are level. If we were not level, we would have a yellow light on one of these corners that would indicate we are low on that side and would tell us to lift that side. Okay? And that's how it works. You push the up to extend a jack. You push the down arrow to retract the jack. I know it may not make sense, but that's the way it works.
Okay.
Like I said before, if we had air in the air ride, we would have hit the dump to get this going.
Right.
Now,
so you have to, before you pull out the pullouts, do you have to dump the air always?
Yes, they want you to, yes, to hit the dump before you start. Or there's another way to do this. This is the manual way.
Right.
If we just had this off, okay, so we come over here and turn the on or hydraulic.
Yes.
And then we hit it twice. We hit it once, twice. It will automatically start doing everything itself. It will dump the air, and then it will automatically lift according to which side is low. It'll all computerized automatic leveling.
Okay.
So
good.
That's kind of a neat way there too.
Let's say that it's level, which it is right now.
Yes.
Can you actually pull out the pullouts even though the air hasn't been dumped yet?
No.
Or should you?
No, it's going to make you dump the air
before you can do the pullouts.
Yes.
Gotcha.
That's what I read.
Good to know.
Yes, what I read in the manual, and that's what.
Then one last thing to actually operate the vehicle here. I'm used to P for park. I see it says N for neutral. How's that different than park?
Well, you'll have a park indicator up here.
Okay.
But yes, on these diesels, there is no park mode. There's no park indicator. So when you put them in, neutral is actually your park with your parking brake set.
Okay.
And it will indicate up here, like it should, you're in the park, how do you say, mode.
Great.
But yeah, other than that, I don't know why they've always done that. Make kind of confusing, just the neutral.
That's okay.
But,
and that little box on the wall there, what?
Oh, I think this is just a cup holder.
Oh, just a cup holder.
Yep.
Okay, great.
Yep.
Okay. So that looks pretty. Can I see the operation of the camera?
Okay, we just hit power, and there is our backup, our picture of our behind the coach.
Well, that's really lousy, huh?
Yeah, well, you know what though, Greg, that's pretty much normal. You know, that's, and you just, and two, that may be partially too because we've got the sun coming into the camera behind us. But you have an adjustment up here, you know, you contrast and day and night switch and so, or wait, I guess it's up here, day and night. So you can actually, you'll get it to look a little bit better. But yeah, I think a lot of that, it does look a little bit worse. That's just because the sun is reflecting in it. But,
gotcha.
But they're great. These things work great. You can see they've got little indicators back there. They save your life. And you know, you can see somebody walking by or somebody just pulled up and parked a motorcycle behind you. There's plenty enough vision. Yeah, they work. They're great to have.
And you can operate that when the reverse is on or all the time, right?
This
Anytime.
one, now let's see. Okay, most coaches, I didn't try this in the reverse. Now that's on a gas rig. If we were to, let's see here. We've got the power off, wait a minute, we'll try this. Power off, let's see if it comes on. See, when you put it on, it comes on automatically.
Okay, that's good to know.
Okay, so it's set up like almost all of them are. I just want to make sure in a diesel. So we put it back into neutral, the power goes off. Now if we just wanted to, you know what, I want to see what's going on back there, you got the kids playing back, whatever, you can do it manually like that. So,
okay, that's great. And I noticed you got a couple plugs up here for 110. And then there's one over on the right there. What is that? The phone thing?
Yeah, there's a phone jack. So remember the phone jack that was over by our dump station?
Yeah.
The cable, TV. Actually, it was by our 50 amp service, our shoreline service.
Oh, so you could hook a phone into this from
or
from the wherever you're staying, huh?
Yes, if they have a telephone service, or maybe it would be a internet service. Sometimes they use that Cat 5 jack. You plug it in there at the outside, then it's plumb, so it comes through the inside of the coach, and then you hook your laptop or your telephone up here.
Okay, gotcha.
So, and yeah, you're right. The other one's a 12 volt, which would be like for a laptop or whatever.
Now I noticed there's a couple other things down there, the steps down there on the sides. What are those?
Those are lights.
Okay, just lights. Okay, great.
Those are lights and our floor lights, which would be operated via the switch over here.
All right.
We got a panel up here. Let's see here.
Is it above the door?
Yes, above the door, and we've got a test button. It says levels. LPG, we need to get empty. Fresh water, it's showing empty. Let's see here. Our holding tank. Now, did they differentiate? Yes, the holding tank is showing like a third, and the gray is coming up. Looks like 2/3.
Oh wow.
Well, that's all fresh, clean water. That's okay. This is the tank that's showing a third. Now sometimes a little piece of paper, something might be stuck on one of the sensors. It may actually be empty, but it should be taken to a dump station and it should be
dumped out.
Yep, dumped and flushed just to make sure.
Both of those, okay.
Over here is our battery indicator. It's showing at this time we're in a good state on the battery all the way up to green. Release the button, it turns off our level checks. Our water heater ignition. This is for, you can see it says on and fault. This is for the gas side on the water heater. Over here it says 120 volt for the electric side if we were plugged in, or we're using the generator right now.
Okay.
Which you wouldn't really want to do.
Because there's no water there.
Well, we do have, when we check this, right, it's showing empty on the fresh. However, I had checked it earlier and made sure we had water in the system. It is pushing water through the system. There is a little bit of water in the system right now.
Okay.
And you're right. You do not want to run the water heater when there is no water in the tank, in the water heater tank.
Okay.
We know there's some water in there right now, but normally speaking, we wouldn't do that. And the other thing is, it's okay to check it. If we want to turn it on just to check it, we're only going to run it for, you know,
right,
30 seconds. That's okay. So we're going to turn it on. The red light will come on. We got our, it shows our on light. There's a little delay, usually about a 10-20 second delay.
Well, that's the propane, and there's no propane, right?
Yes, but it should go out and attempt to light, which it's like you say, it's not going to. But when that light, the main light, would go out, see, it fault light came on. So when we turn this off, we let it reset. We're going to turn it to on. It's in the on. The little light will go out. You'll hear a tick, 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 tick if you were back there by the water heater.
Right.
And the light would go out and stay out, the little indicator light up here.
Gotcha.
So it's attempting to light right now. It doesn't light.
And it'll stay red.
And the light will come back on.
Gotcha.
And it says fault.
Okay.
So that's how we do it. We keep resetting it until we get it.
Okay.
Now I'll show you something in a minute about that, about running the arrow lines. Over here is to turn it on. You heard the generator come up. Now the generator's under a load. It's in 120 volt mode. Our heating element in the water heater is heating the water.
Okay.
Heating the water heater. So it's working good. So there's our switch for our water heater. Gas side, electric side.
And you can do both of those at the same time?
Yes, you can.
Okay.
And it has a thermostat, so it'll do it quicker, and it knows when to shut it off. It's all automatic. Let's see here, our slide outs. It says here driver's side, passenger side. I think we've got our compartment. Let's see here. This is okay. So this is on our passenger side. If we were to go, oh, you know what? We've got to have our ignition off.
Oh, okay.
We've got our, as long as it's running, the vehicle's on. There's a relay. Yes, it won't let us.
And it will let you take it out even though you haven't taken the air out yet.
Well, yeah, that has nothing to do with the air ride, the air dump.
Okay.
That's just for the leveling. But we do have to have the ignition off.
Can we open those up just to show people maybe how this might look fully open?
Well, I'm opening right now. Okay. Opening both the slide outs.
That's big.
Yeah, it is. It makes a world of difference.
Wow.
You think, oh, it's just coming out 3 feet, 3.5 feet, but it just, now you've got a small apartment.
Wow.
As opposed to an RV, you've got a small apartment. Shoot, my sister's studio apartment up in San Francisco is smaller than this.
Huh. So this one's all the way out too now?
Yes, we've got the kitchen slide out. We've got our dinette slide out.
That's huge.
And then, now, this is our control while we're up in this area. And this is the control for the inverter. Now, I really need to see the manual for this hooked up on this. I wonder, did we even have this? Let's see here. Set up. How come? Let's see.
You've run the air conditioners.
Oh yeah. This is would be to run the air conditioners with using just the battery power.
Oh, okay.
And I'm going to turn the generator off, and I'll come back to this. That could be it, or there's a button at the inverter itself that will disable the control panel up here.
Gotcha.
So I need to make sure that button is in the on position.
Okay.
Matter of fact, I'm going to check that real quick. Right.